Welcome to Flipped Classroom. Today's lesson is on the argument essay, which is a preview to English 302. In an argument essay, the writer will make a point, supply evidence to support the point, establish a logical chain of reasoning, refute the opposition, and accommodate the audience's views. The first step in writing an argument essay is to take a stand. This is where you state the position you're going to argue in the form of a thesis statement. Here are some samples. Education is the best way to address the problem of increased drug use. Immigration quotas should be relaxed. The U.S. should send troops to the Middle East. Keeping the Sacramento Kings in town is a wise decision. In all cases, these are debatable thesis statements. There are three main types of evidence you can use to support your argument. The most common type of evidence are facts. These are ideas that most people agree with are true and can be verified independently. Next, there are statistics. This is research-based evidence, usually involving numbers. And then there's personal experience. You do not want to rely too heavily on personal experience. In this case, you would use first-person pronouns, such as I, me, and my. Since personal experience can be biased, you want to also include either facts or statistics. Evidence should be relevant and pertaining to the claim. For example, if you're writing about gun control, you don't want to include facts about the people who try to pass gun control laws. You want your information to be representative, which means typical and common. Just because you see it on a talk show doesn't mean it's true. For example, if you saw on a show that a woman wanted to marry her goat, doesn't mean that all women want to marry goats. Also, make sure your evidence is sufficient, provides enough facts to support your claim. Also, sacred text is not enough. You have freedom of speech, and I do respect that, but it is not enough to support your evidence with only a religious text, such as the Bible, the Torah, Book of Mormon, Quran, Book of Witchcraft, because those are not commonly accepted sources from your audience. So in other words, you're welcome to use it, but it will not count in favor or against your argument. It's very important to document your evidence using MLA Format, which would involve parenthetical citations and a works cited page. You always need to give credibility to a claim, otherwise it's considered plagiarism, unless it's common knowledge. Common knowledge does not need a citation. For example, Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, you wouldn't have to cite where you found the speech because it's common knowledge, the phrase I have a dream. George Washington was the first president of the United States. Once again, it's common knowledge. College students should be able to know that, so you wouldn't need to have a source for that. Or a claim that's very general, such as there's pollution in the United States. If you were going to say an exact number or level of pollution, you'd need to document it, but not a general statement. Here is how you would incorporate your sources. You'd state your idea, have an expert that agrees, explain what your expert says through commentary, and link the evidence back to a topic sentence or thesis. Here's an example. If you are claiming cats make great pets, your expert, Dr. Cat Lover, says, quote, cats give more companionship than other animals. In the parenthetical citation, you have Brown, the author, and page number. Use your commentary. Experts like Cat Lover point out that cats have wonderful qualities found in no other animals. And then link it back. Clearly, cats are animals that should be the top of your list when selecting a pet. You also need to deal with opposition in your argument essays. You have to assume that not everybody is going to agree with you and anticipate the opinions of reasonable people who would disagree. For example, if you're arguing cats make the best pets, it is logical to assume that some people would disagree, that dislike cats, or think dogs make great pets. A topic like abortion is murder. Some people would agree with that, some people wouldn't disagree. The death penalty is an appropriate punishment. You need to refute by presenting counter evidence that shows the weakness or alternate definitions. What does an argument essay look like? Here's a typical structure with your introduction paragraph that have your thesis statement. You'd have your three reasons, reason A, B, and C. That would make it a 3-body paragraph essay. An opposition paragraph devoted completely to what the other side says, and your conclusion statement, which does have a call to action. Make sure you notice that in the conclusion paragraph. Here's an example. If your thesis said handguns should be illegal because of reason A, B, and C, reason A being they are dangerous to store in homes, you'd have a complete paragraph on that topic. Reason B, more murders will occur, you'd have an entire paragraph on that topic. And reason C, the purpose of a handgun is to harm, not used for hunting. You have a fully developed paragraph on reason C. You'd also include your opposition paragraph, people that would argue the Second Amendment protections allow all citizens in the United States to own a gun if they meet certain criteria. Then you'd have your conclusion paragraph that would discuss the long-term implications of making handguns illegal and a call to action. Your call to action assumes your readers agree with you by the end of your paper. You're telling them, now what should they do? Should they write letters to the governor? Should they protest and boycott? Should they educate people on the issue? Should they use their power of vote? Or donate and invest money in the cause that they believe in? In other words, you need to end your essay by showing how can the readers show their support for the ideas you have presented in your essay. Now we've concluded the argument essay. Thank you for joining me today in Flipped Classroom.